everyone, how are you guys today? It's Tuesday and you guys are here live in the Redesign with Prima Facebook group with Brandy. My name is Brandy. I am with Brushed by Brandy. I am a member of the Redesign with Prima brand ambassador team. I'm also a brand ambassador for Dixiebell Paint Company. So I am here today to talk to you guys about hardware. And I wanted to talk about hardware because hardware can be a lot of fun and I think it gets neglected a lot. But really, any of the finishes that you can do on a furniture piece, you can do on your hardware too. So I'm going to show you a whole bunch of different options that you can do with hardware. Only I just realized my brushes are across the room. So let me grab them. Hang on. Okay. Sorry. I will be so much more successful doing this with brushes than without them. So you guys pop on and let me know that you can see me. Let me know you can hear me okay. I know you're staring at these nightstands behind me because they're so pretty and I get to photograph them today. But I did these all on camera too. So if you guys want to see these, check out the Dixiebell Paint the Dixiebell Paint Facebook page. And I did these on camera over 2 videos. So I'm going to tilt my camera down because I want you guys to see where I'm working. You don't need to see this beautiful mug today. Hi Susan, hi Joanna. Jill, great, you guys can see me. Okay, so I'm going to tilt my camera down so you guys won't see my face, but you guys will see what I'm working on. Alright. So here's kind of where I'm going to play today. I still need to be able to reach my camera. Let me find a good spot. There we go. Okay, here's where I'm going to play today. And I'm playing with hardware. Let me show you guys my original hardware. This is my original hardware as it came off my piece. All I've done to these is I've cleaned them up a little bit. And to clean my hardware, I usually soak them in a 50-50 mixture of white vinegar and water. And so it's clean. And I'm just trying to get off any finger dirt that's on there, you know, the years of grease from people touching their hands to them. And this piece is probably 1950, so it's 70 years of finger grease on a piece of hardware. So that's my original look. Now I want to talk to you guys about different ways to make over hardware. Always, 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 if you're going to change your hardware look, clean them first. So that mixture of white vinegar and water works well for me, and I soak them overnight. Okay, so then I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about what I usually start with, and that is spray paint. So I have a whole huge collection of spray paints. I'm just going to show you some. I pick up spray paints as I see them, and I like to have metallics in a whole variety of different colors. So no particular brand, except that I like the nicer spray paints. So not the, you know, $2 one that barely gets any coverage. I'll buy the nicer spray paints. Hey, Cindy. So the one we're going to start with today is just a Krylon spray paint. Again, like I said, no rhyme or reason. I have a whole bunch of different brands and I like them all. I don't particularly care for this one because these spray nozzles don't always work very good. I have a whole bunch of these where the sprayer doesn't work very good. Yeah, they're a little suspicious. They think you're out tagging local bridges and monuments, but I'm not. I'm spraying hardware all the time. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to give these just a coat, and I usually will start on the back side of my hardware. So I will flip it over to the back. And the reason is because I want to do the back first so that when I turn it to the front doesn't get messed up or touched or anything, and the back is already done because I've got to flip it back over so I get both sides. So I will usually start with the backs of them and give it a good shake. And I've got 2 pieces here that aren't sprayed. Those are already done because we're going to do different looks on those. I'm just going to shake it really good, and then I'm just going to spray this until I have nice coverage. I'm doing the backs first. I'll flip them over in a minute. We'll do the front sides. So what I get when I'm done with that is I get this look. And it's pretty, but it's really flat, right? It's just unremarkable. So I want to show you different ways that you can make this a little more interesting than it is. So the first option I want to show you is if you take different spray paints and you layer them. If you layer your spray paints, you can get a little bit more depth. So I've got a dark pewter color here, and I'm going to layer it with a lighter silver just to give it a little sparkle over the top, and I'll show you that one option. And you can do either a light mist in a different color, a heavy mist. I'm going to touch these. I'm not really worried about that. But let me show you. So I sprayed a lighter color over the top of the darker. And it's pretty. It gives me kind of a medium silver color. Still a little bit plain. So let's go ahead and try some other things on here. I'm going to hit these all so they all match. And then let me dry them. I'm going to accelerate the dry time on these a little bit for our video today. Hang on one sec, I'm grabbing my heat gun. Let me plug it in. I'm coming right back, guys. Okay. So that was one option. Just by layering your spray paint, you can get a little bit more interest. Let me dry these. Just hitting them with a heat gun just to accelerate this dry time, just so we can work on them a little bit more. Okay, let's flip these two over that we did the back side of. And I will usually, hardware seems like it might take a long time, but I will usually spray these before I go to bed at night, and I leave it, and when I get up in the morning, it's nice and dry. So we did the back side of these. I'm going to do the front side. Same color. Same exact color. I'm going to move this because I'm trying to not spray my floor right now. Okay. So those have a coat on them. So these are our 2 layers of spray paint, and it's still pretty. It looks better than it did in the gold I showed you at the beginning. But I will take a little bit of my dixiebell paint in Caviar, and you can use dixiebell paint on your hardware as well. So I'm going to take this dixiebell paint in Caviar onto my 2-tone silver, and I'm going to paint this. I'm going to do a color wash on it, and a color wash just means I'm going to wash my hardware in the color. I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to take it right back off again. So I will paint this all onto my hardware. So this is black. I'm showing you one color option today, but this would work in gold, in, you know, any variety of colors, depending on what your finish on your furniture piece is. You can match your hardware to your furniture finish. So I'm just using a little artist brush, and I'm coating this in dixiebell Caviar. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a rag, and I'm going to wipe this off. Hi, Sherry. And if I come back and wipe this off, it's going to leave that Caviar in my low points. And then it comes back to the silver in my high points. So that is a color wash. And I could do that with white to get into the crevices, or gold, or anything I want. But you can see how that black paint finds the crevices of my hardware. So let me show you just the painted finish versus the wash of Caviar. See what a difference that makes? So this is a look I like when I want silver hardware, because when you just spray paint silver, it's really flat and kind of boring. But adding that wash of black just makes it have so much more depth. So those are 2 different looks right there. Again, this is really pretty, but I love how this just accentuated all those details. So I'm going to go ahead and give a couple of these a wash of the black, because I want to do some more stuff to these to show you. So far we've kind of got 2 different looks, 3 different looks. We did, we had just the hardware cleaned, looked nice, but it was kind of a dated gold. Then we did 1 coat of spray paint, pretty, but still a little bit flat. And we layered the spray paint, that gave us a little bit more depth. And then adding the wash of the black to really bring out the details. And you can let it dry a little bit if you want more of your black paint to show up. Let me set this one aside. I'm gonna let it dry a little bit. And that way, when I go to wipe it back, more of it is gonna stick into the crevices of my piece. It's gonna have a little bit more stay power because it's gonna be dry paint versus wiping back the wet paint. I could hit it with the heat gun again too. So sometimes I spend time, like this is 6 handles all from one dresser, and I'll sit here and spend time doing the hardware because I think it makes just as much difference to a piece as the finish does sometimes. This is the jewelry that you put on a piece of furniture. So for example, I've got 2 pieces behind me. This piece right here, let me tip my camera up a little bit. I put gold leaf on the hardware to match the gold leaf pattern that's going down the front of my piece. How would you do that with gold? So same thing, I would do a spray paint, but my base would be gold, and then you just do a wash of the black paint. But we're gonna work with a little bit of gold here, so stick with me too, because I'm not done yet, guys, I'm not done. But I'm gonna show you some more looks with these. We're gonna get to some gilding waxes and a couple different things. So I just did some more of that hardware with the black, and now I let it sit for a minute, so that when I wipe it back, it wants to stay more. And that's just gonna give a little bit more stick in the crevices. Makes it harder to wipe back. You can use baby wipes. So say I felt like this was too much black, I can take a baby wipe. And now I can wet wipe back some of that, so you can really control how much of it or how little of it you want. So if I feel like this has dirtied up my high points too much and I want to clean those up for more contrast, I can just wipe this back with a baby wipe and it takes off so I can get more contrast. My base color on these was a silver that I used. That's the basic spray paint over my cleaned hardware. That is really pretty. I would like this if I was going for a silver look. So let's finish cleaning these off, and then we're going to show some different looks with these. How you can get yet even more depth. So this is that dried paint again. And less of it wants to come off because I've let it dry. So I could let it be, see how grungy that one edge is? Really pretty. I've used patina paint on hardware before, and patina paint comes out really pretty. I could do just the sides if I just want the sides to be brighter and the center is a little bit darker. See how that looks with the center a little bit more of the black left on and the outsides are a little bit. How will I seal them? We are going to talk about that. I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. Cobalt Blue Cabin, tell me your first name because I always see you pop up and you pop up as Cobalt Blue Cabin and I know your first name is not Cobalt. Although that would be kind of a cool name. So again, my black, I'm going to take it down a little bit. So really pretty silver look, but let's talk about something else. Gilding waxes. I'm going to show you guys something, okay? This is a secret. My secret is this drawer right here. This is all of my gilding waxes and artisan powders. Oh, Sherry! Oh my gosh, it's you! Okay, thank you for putting that together for me. Thank you. I know Sherry. Okay, so gilding waxes come in a variety of colors and brands. Let me show you a few. These are a few of my favorites. The Redesign with Prima Decor waxes. The dixiebell gilding waxes, which are being reformulated right now and coming out better than ever. You need a 12-step program. I see no problem here. I see no problem. And the first step is admitting you have a problem, right? So I'm not there yet. And then these are the Art Alchemy waxes too. And I have these in a variety of colors. So here's what I tell people about gilding waxes. How did you do the grates on the pink behind me? Spray paint. I taped it off. Taped off all around it. I sprayed it gold. My current favorite gold spray paint is this one, Krylon Metallic Gold Leaf. It looks backwards on here. It looks like it says Glog Flea. I don't know. But this is my current favorite bright gold spray paint. So all I did with that is I taped it off, sprayed the grates in gold, and I've got gold grates against a really pretty pink piece. Okay. So I buy these in a variety of different colors. And what I tell people about gilding waxes is they're awesome to have all of them. Okay, let me show you some of the colors these come in. These are the Art Alchemy waxes. These are all from Prima. pink, bronze, soft green. Here's a peacock color. What else? Firebird is this rich orange gold color. Hot pink, charcoal black. I mean, you name it. And I've got waxes. Here's a cobalt blue, a gold. Here's a iridescent. I've got all of them. And they're really fairly inexpensive ways to add a detail to your piece. So I tell people, when you sell a piece, take a few dollars from your earnings and invest it into some new tools for your toolbox, new toys. Fire ruby. That's called fire ruby. So gilding waxes are one thing that's really expensive. You can get these from, I don't know, what are they, $8 to $12 retail? I want all of them too. That's why I have all of them. This is Firebird, a fire ruby, Firebird. And then I have this collection. Let me show you. This is, which one's this? Peacock. And they're all rich metallics, but these are only a few dollars and they last forever. Forever. You guys want to see, this is my very first container of Redesign with Prima decor wax in Eternal. This is one of my most used decor waxes. I still have my first container. They last forever. Is there a difference between decor and gilding? Great question. So Redesign named their waxes decor wax. And the reason is because you can use it on home decor. It is still a gilding wax. Gilding means it's a metallic detail. So gilding is metallic, and decor because you can use it on home decor. It is still a gilding wax. It's metallic, it's a wax. It's a gilding wax, but they named it home decor wax. So that's the difference. It's just in a name. So same thing with the Art Alchemy waxes. What's funny about these is these actually show up in the Prima in their mixed media line, which means they can be used for scrapbooking and mixed media projects like books and molds and different things that people like to make, but these can be used on home decor too. Yes, they go a long way. They do go a long way. These last forever. I mean, most of these I've never had to replace any of the colors. So I've showed you layering. That's my secret. My secret is that box over there with all my different waxes in it. Let's go back to our hardware. So I like to then take, we did a wash of our black. I can take now some of my gilding waxes and put these over the top. And then I've got a wash of color that hit my low points. I've got the silver that's going to be in my higher points. And then I'm going to highlight the highest points yet with a little bit of gold. And then I'm going to have so much depth to this hardware. So I'm just going to use my finger for this. We'll do a couple different colors, but I'm using Eternal, which is, and I can just highlight some of these high points here and bring in a little bit of gold on this hardware. And do you guys see that the tricolors that I've got on there now, how much difference that makes? It takes away the flat look of painted hardware, makes it a little bit more custom. I'm just feathering it in on the edges of my hardware using my finger. Someone messaged me the other day and said, you know, that they like to pay attention to the details. I'll tell you what, if you think customers don't notice these details, they do. Even if they don't know that they notice it, they're paying attention to these extra touches that a piece may have. So this is our silver spray paint with a wash of black, and I put some gold on the edges. It turns it into 3D. Oh my gosh, that's perfect, Roz. That's a really good description. Takes all those details you didn't notice on this hardware. Sorry, I was holding it upside down, which is a cardinal sin with these pulls. And just brought out all those details. So let's take another one that I've got the paint on and a wash of black. Let's try another color of gilding wax. I'm going to try white gold on this one. Hang on, I'm looking for it. And yes, I'm going to end up with a bunch of hardware and a bunch of different colors, and I'm going to have to fix it all. So I hope you guys appreciate this, because I've got to go back afterwards and make them all match again. Give me 1 second. I'm looking in my bin over here for my white gold. This is the one problem with having all these gilding waxes, is I've got to dig through it half the time. think I only have one of them too. I should have multiple because I really like the white gold. Ah. Sorry guys, hang on, stay with me. I found it. Okay, so this is white gold. You'd love to have that problem. So this is white gold. So let's compare it to the rich gold. Can you see the difference? So let's put this on our hardware combination now. I'm just gonna use my finger again. I'm gonna dip it into my white gold wax. And this is a more subtle contrast, but it's really, really pretty. And I'll put this one all the way across, whereas the last one I didn't do the centers. Really pretty against these colors I've got on here. And these waxes, so I'm putting them on hardware. These dry permanent after 24 hours. And I know they do because I have tried to distress these with steel wool and they don't come off even when you want them to. So let's compare this one to our true gold. This is white gold over the gray with the wash of black. This one has a true gold on it. Can you see the difference there? Really, really, really pretty, but a very subtle difference. So you can really customize these. So let's do another color. You guys want to see another color? Let's do something more bright on this one, like a hot pink or a blue. Some colors show up better against other backgrounds. So I'm going to look for Indian pink, which is a bright pink, and I use it quite a bit too. Once again, digging in my stash. Oh, let me show you this one. It's a bright purple. Isn't that pretty? Don't think you can't go wrong. I agree. It just depends on what your finish is. Okay, I'm not sure where the Indian pink is, but I'm going to try. Oh, you want to try the peacock? Okay, let's try peacock. I have silver bullet, but white gold may be nicer. They're very different. You want to see this, the white gold against the silver? Let me show you those side by side so you can see they're just very, very different. It's almost as different as a true gold. See the white gold? It's a midway between the silver and the gold. So this is the true silver. This is Shiny Star in the redesigned decor wax. Okay, so we're going to put peacock on this. And peacock is this rich teal. I'm just using my finger again. And I'm going to hit these. This is really pretty. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Roz, you evil genius, you. And then I'll show you how to seal these in just a minute. See how pretty that is? That's the peacock. And these are all, I'm starting out with the same base, but so far using just the decor wax, I've got 3 really different looks. Maybe I should do a piece where each piece of hardware has, well, ha ha ha, is that your evil laugh? Where each piece has a different color hardware. Okay, I'm gonna do one more. I wanted to use that, that bright red. What was that? Fire Ruby. Okay, so last one that I've got a paint finish on, and then I'll show you how to seal these. Okay, so we're gonna do Fire Ruby, which is this rich red. Haven't used this one yet, it looks brand new. I love the blue too, so on a really pretty blue piece. So it's not overtly blue painted hardware, it has the depth of the gilding waxes. So this is the Fire Ruby. Here, I'll do 2 colors on this last one since it's our last piece of hardware because I wanted to try Firebird too. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. See why I'm addicted to these? Totally addicted to my gilding waxes. So I'm going to try Firebird next. So far I've used the redesigned decor wax and I've used the Art Alchemy waxes. So this is Firebird, which is more of an orangey gold. Yeah, Fire Ruby's really pretty. And I just paint this on with my finger as much or as little as I want. And that's Firebird. You guys, this hardware really goes to a piece. And so now I've got to make them all match again. That's going to be fun. but I wanted to play with you guys. So can you see the Fire Ruby on this side and Fire Bird on this side? And I want to show you how the Fire Bird is different than the True Gold. It's got more orangey tones in it. You're going to a 12-step meeting. You need more waxes. I'm telling you, they're inexpensive ways, and you can use these on the body of a piece. I'm using them on hardware today, but you can put them on the body of a piece. And I've got hardware that has so much more interest in it. So I'm gonna hold these all up together if I can. And we did 4 pieces of hardware today, all with different colors of gilding wax over the same base. So we've got 2 and 2. Can you guys see the differences there? I like the second one too. So Susan, I know your taste in your style of painting, and yours is a little more subtle, like, you know, classic, not as bright and bold. So this is a little bit bright, a little bit bold, a little bit unexpected, whereas the white gold is a little bit more classic. I'm probably here too. I like the white gold, and I also like the Eternal, the True Gold. So I could do either one of those. The red and the blue are a little unexpected. Buy one a week, exactly. They're small investments, but they're good things, you know, to fill up if you need to get free shipping in your Etsy cart or your Amazon cart, something you can do as an add-on and get your free shipping. And after a while, before you even know it, you have a problem. So I also have the our alchemy powders in here, or I'm sorry, memory hardware powders. These come in a variety of colors too. So if you're familiar with Dixie Dirt, these are an aging dust, but they come in colors. You think I should blend on the handles? You can. I could blend on the handles. So you guys want to see some blending on a handle? So let's take this blue and we'll blend it into, where's that bright purple? So I could take this blue, open this, and if I wanted to go from blue into purple, I could do the center in purple and blend it out into the blue. Aren't these fun? I'm just using my finger on all of them. And it looks, this makes it look iridescent. And you can put these on with a brush too if you want to get more full coverage. I'm just dusting the high points, but it makes it look like an iridescent when really it's 2 colors of wax on there. I mean, that would be a really pretty fun piece. Will clear wax take that off quick? An oil-based product. These are oil-based waxes that I'm using. So if you use an oil-based product, it will loosen them back up if you want to take it back off. So you can use an oil-based wax and wipe it off. You can use mineral spirits will wipe it off, but otherwise they're going to dry permanent after 24 hours. And they don't come off. They don't come off. But I'm going to show you how to seal it in there. So let's go to a piece of this hardware that I would reasonably keep because I don't want to seal these and have to redo them all. It really does go to one of my furniture pieces. Okay, locking this back up. So let's talk about sealing it. What do I like to seal my hardware with? And this is no matter what I do to the finish, whether I just spray paint it. Sometimes I just spray paint it. The gold hardware on this is just spray painted in gold. That's it. It's just a flat gold because it's a really bright gold on the grates. So I did a really bright gold on the hardware too. Just spray painted in this spray paint. Baby wipes work if it hasn't dried. It is. It makes me wonder what's in baby wipes, that they take everything off. They take dried paint off. They take gilding waxes off. So whether it's just, you just spray painted your hardware or you put a little bit of gilding wax on it, or you use your dixiebell paint. What do I like to seal my hardware with? Lacquer, spray lacquer. No particular brand again, it's a hardware store item. This is Minwax spray lacquer in a satin clear. I take this, let me move some of these brightly colored options that I'm gonna have to redo and get you guys a good view of my box here. And I'm gonna seal this because this is the one I'm most likely to keep. And I will take this. Yeah, baby wipes are awesome. I've got my baby wipes out here. I always have baby wipes. Baby wipes are great for glazing, fixing mistakes. So I'm going to take this and my spray lacquer and I'm just going to spray it. Again, I'm holding my can upside down. So a coat of spray lacquer, I'm gonna let that dry. And now it's got a clear coat over the top that will dry. So that's all I do to seal them. And these wear really, really well. How do I know? Because I have a house with 3 kids in it. And we've got painted pieces in our home that have painted hardware. It works really well. I've tried and tested this stuff. I would not give it to a customer if I felt like it wasn't gonna wear well over time. So this is our 100% finished piece of hardware. It's got a base of spray paint. It's got a wash of dixiebell paint and caviar that got into our crevices and darkened those, and then gilding wax over the top and painted in lacquer. So I just wanted to show you guys this because I think hardware is a really cool way to customize a piece. And then the gilding waxes are a way that you can add really fun flair and get tons of different looks. So those are all my secrets for hardware. A ton of different looks by layering products on top of each other. So do you have to seal the hardware? I usually do seal my hardware. I seal it with spray lacquer. It will dry permanent and it wears really well. So it's optional if you want to leave it. Now I'm usually giving my pieces to customers, so I will usually take that extra step just to make sure. It's just that safety that I like to give to my customers, that I've done everything I know how to do to protect it as much as I can. So anyway, I'm going to pop off and let you guys go. One more thing I want to say. I put gold leaf on these. Same process I would use to gold leaf a piece of furniture, and I sealed it with the same spray lacquer. And that's how I got actual gold leafed hardware that matches the color of gold on my furniture piece. And it's got that texture that gold leaf has. Oh, good. I'm glad you guys found it interesting. So anyway, my name is Brandy. I'm with Brush by Brandy. You can go follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. I put my links up above in the post if you need to order any of your dixiebell paint, the caviar that we used today. I always appreciate purchases made through my links. I make a small percentage off those. The prices are the same for you guys, and they ship directly from the companies. And then I also put my link for Redesign with Prima products. I will also go on after this and add a link where you can find the waxes specifically. But that link has all the Redesign products available at it. Their molds, their transfers, and these waxes too, but I'll pick out the waxes specifically for you. Yeah, what's with baby wipes? What am I putting on my baby's bum? Anyway, you guys go have a great week. I'll see you guys live on Thursday on the dixiebell page. Thank you.